Have you ever wondered why demons begged Jesus to let them enter a herd of pigs? It's a very unusual request, and it leaves us with some big questions. Why would they ask such a thing? And why did Jesus agree to it? This story comes from two places in the Bible: Mark 5:1-20, and Luke 8:26-39. In these passages, Jesus is traveling with his disciples when they arrive at a place called the Gerasenes, or Gadarenes. There, he meets a man who is possessed by many demons. The man is so troubled by the demons that he lives among the tombs and cannot be controlled. When Jesus arrives, the demons recognize him right away and fall down before him. They know he has the power to send them away, but they beg Jesus not to send them into the abyss, a place of punishment. Instead, they ask him to send them into a nearby herd of pigs. This might seem like a strange request, and it raises even more questions. Why did the demons ask to enter the pigs? And why would Jesus agree to it? To understand the significance of this event, we need to dig deeper into the story and look at what it really means. Stay with me as we explore this fascinating story and uncover the lessons it has for us today. We'll break down what happened, why the demons asked what they did, and what we can learn from Jesus' response. Let's set the scene and look at what happened in this story. The story takes place in a region called the Gerasenes, also known as the Gadarenes. This area was located on the eastern side of the Sea of Galilee. It was a place where Jewish people didn't usually live, so there were Gentiles, or non-Jews, living there. It was a place that had both Jews and people who didn't follow God's law, which made it a little different from other places where Jesus traveled. As Jesus and his disciples arrive by boat, they come across a man who has been living among the tombs. This man is demon-possessed, meaning he is controlled by evil spirits. He has been suffering for a long time, and people have tried to chain him. But he is so strong that he breaks free every time. He's constantly crying out and hurting himself. When he sees Jesus from a distance, something amazing happens. The man runs to Jesus, and the demons inside him recognize who Jesus is. They fall down before him and shout, "What do you want with us, Jesus, Son of the Most High God?" Mark 5:7. The demons know exactly who Jesus is. They know he is the Son of God, with power over them. This moment is important because it shows that even demons recognize Jesus' authority and divinity. In Mark 5:12-13, the demons beg Jesus to send them into a nearby herd of pigs instead of casting them into the abyss. They are afraid of being destroyed. Jesus agrees to their request, and the demons enter the pigs. Immediately the pigs run into the lake and drown. This strange event raises many questions, which we will explore in the next part of the video. Now, let's look at why the demons asked to enter the pigs. In Luke 8:31, we learn that the demons were afraid of being sent to the abyss, which is a place of punishment and destruction. The abyss is sometimes seen as a place where evil spirits are held until the final judgment. The demons did not want to go there, so they begged Jesus for mercy. They asked if they could enter the pigs instead of being cast away forever. This shows that the demons were terrified of being completely destroyed or locked away. They still wanted to roam and cause trouble, which is why they asked to enter the pigs. Now, why pigs? Pigs were considered unclean animals in Jewish culture. According to the law in the Old Testament, Jews were not allowed to eat pork or touch pigs because they were seen as impure. Leviticus 11:7. So, for the Jews who were hearing this story, pigs symbolized evil or uncleanness. The demons may have asked to enter the pigs because they knew the pigs were unclean and would be a fitting place for them to hide. The pigs would be a place where they could continue their evil actions, and it may have seemed like a way to avoid total destruction. From a spiritual warfare perspective, this could be a final attempt by the demons to find another host. Demons often seek to inhabit something, whether it's a person, animal, or place, so they can continue to carry out their evil influence. By entering the pigs, the demons found a temporary escape from their fear of the abyss, but their plan was ultimately stopped by Jesus. This shows how Jesus had complete control over the situation, even over the demons' desperate attempts to avoid their fate. So, why did Jesus agree to the demons' strange request to enter the pigs? First, we need to understand the authority Jesus had. Jesus is the Son of God, and he has complete power over everything, including evil spirits. By allowing the demons to enter the pigs, Jesus was showing that he is in control of even the most dangerous forces. The demons begged him for mercy, and even though they feared the abyss, Jesus let them go into the pigs. This decision wasn't because he was powerless, but because he wanted to show everyone that he could control evil. It was a clear display of his authority over them. This act also served as a public demonstration of Jesus' power. People in the area knew about the man who had been suffering from the demons. When Jesus healed him and allowed the demons to go into the pigs, it was not done secretly. It was a very public event. The pigs immediately ran off the cliff and drowned in the water, which shocked everyone who witnessed it. The townspeople could no longer deny that Jesus had power over evil spirits. It wasn't just about healing people from physical sickness. Jesus was showing that he had authority over spiritual forces too. Finally, this story fits into God's bigger plan for deliverance. Jesus didn't just come to heal and perform miracles. He came to save humanity from sin and evil. By demonstrating his power over demons, he was revealing the greater purpose of his mission, to defeat evil and free people from spiritual oppression. This event showed that Jesus had come to bring deliverance, and even though the demons tried to avoid their end, they could not escape his control. This moment was another part of God's plan to redeem the world. After Jesus allowed the demons to enter the pigs, something shocking happened. The pigs, about 2,000 of them, immediately rushed down a steep bank and ran into the sea, where they drowned. This caused a huge amount of chaos. People who were watching this happen were stunned. It wasn't just a strange sight. It was a complete disaster for the local community. The pigs were a valuable resource for the people, and losing them all at once was a big financial loss. So, the chaos wasn't just emotional. It also had practical economic consequences for the people living there. When the townspeople heard about what happened, they came to see for themselves. What they found shocked them even more. They saw the man who had been demon-possessed, sitting calmly at the feet of Jesus, completely healed and free from the demons. The man, who had once been wild and uncontrollable, was now peaceful and in his right mind. But instead of feeling joy for the man's healing, the townspeople were afraid. They had seen Jesus perform a miracle, but rather than celebrating, they feared him. They were more concerned about the loss of their pigs and the strange power Jesus had over the demons. As a result, they asked Jesus to leave their region. In contrast, the man who had been healed wanted to stay with Jesus, but Jesus told him to go home and tell everyone about how he had healed him. So, The man became a witness to Jesus' power, sharing his story with others. This man's life was completely changed, and he had the chance to share that transformation with the community, even though they had rejected Jesus. This shows the powerful impact Jesus had, even in the face of fear and rejection. This story gives us some important lessons that we can apply to our lives today. First, it shows us that Jesus has complete power over evil. The demons feared him, and when Jesus allowed them to enter the pigs, it was a clear sign of his authority over all evil forces. No matter how strong or dangerous evil may seem, Jesus is more powerful. This act reinforces the fact that Jesus is the Son of God, with power to control not just nature, but also the spiritual world. Next, we see a contrast in responses to Jesus. The townspeople who witnessed the miracle were filled with fear. They were more concerned about the loss of their pigs than the fact that a man was healed and set free from demons. They didn't know how to handle this display of power, so they asked Jesus to leave. On the other hand, the healed man responded with gratitude. He was thankful for the new life Jesus gave him. Instead of fearing Jesus, he wanted to stay with him and follow him. This shows us two very different reactions to encountering Jesus: fear and rejection from the townspeople, but thankfulness and faith from the man who was healed. It reminds us that how we respond to Jesus can change everything in our lives. Finally, this event encourages us to think about God's greater purpose. Sometimes, events in the Bible may seem strange or difficult to understand, but they are always part of a bigger plan for good. Jesus didn't just heal the man for the sake of healing him. He demonstrated his power and authority, showing that he had come to free people from the bondage of evil. This story reminds us that even when we don't fully understand, God is working out his perfect plan for us and for the world. Now I'd love to hear your thoughts. Why do you think Jesus allowed the demons to enter the pigs? Feel free to share your opinions and insights in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you won't miss out on more biblical insights and discussions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. If you're interested in more biblical stories and teachings, be sure to check out the related videos on the screen. There's always more to learn and discover.